Welcome, lacrosse friends, to Arenalacrosseleague action here at Children's Arena in Oshawa. I'm Stephen Stamp, pleased to be bringing you this matchup between the Ohsweken Bears and the Peterborough Timbermen. Ohsweken enters this weekend in fifth place, sitting at 3-5. Peterborough in a three-way tie for second, with Toronto and Whitby entering the weekend at 4-3. Whitby won earlier today, a very close game with the Six Nations Snipers. Both teams, in an odd quirk, are allowing 15.7 goals against per game. So obviously the score is going to be 16-15 in this game. Hey, it may well be. Who knows? Peterborough is actually first overall in goals for with 16.3, just barely outscoring the goals they're giving up. Ohsweken not so lucky. They are giving up the 15.7, scoring just 12.5, last in the league. So on paper, it looks like a big edge to the Timbermen, but this should be another, hopefully we'll have another great game. We had an overtime game last night in the Brampton-Oshawa contest. And then this afternoon, a one-goal game between Whitby and Six Nations. Let's have more of that. First possession, really not established yet. And now, Timbermen do come away with it. Jared Downey flips it ahead. He's going to run up. Looked like we might have the first shot of the game from Zach Thompson, but he opts against it. Aaron Woods passed it over into the corner. Nolan Downey, 22, is playing offense for Peterborough today. He'll play either end of the floor. Shot there from Thompson, turned aside by the starting goaltender, Sam Forbes. Sounds like Ohsweken's going to split the game with no Chase Martin available. Forbes will play the first half and Gavin Clark the second half. Peterborough are going with Jackson Hayner. They've flip-flopped a bit with Hayner getting pulled a couple weeks ago. Gavin Williamson went in, was spectacular. Got the start the next game, which was last week. Really had a tough start. Peterborough overcame that first start where Hayner was getting lit up early 2 weeks ago and won that game. But then last week, Williamson came out, and Hayner went in and wasn't quite able to manage it. Baffia scores! First goal of the game, Nick Baffia, coast to coast, bounces one home, and the Timbermen, 1:24 into the game, get the first goal. Peterborough has Aaron Woods leading their offense. He's tops in the league with 26 goals, second in the league with 48 points. They are missing their second leading scorer, Cam Milligan, with a work commitment. He's fourth in the league in assists with 29 and has 40 points for fifth. So between them, averaging 14.7 points a game. Zach Thompson, 5.3 points a game, 12 goals, 25 assists, which is fifth in the league. Peterborough scoring a ton. Again, leading the league overall with 16.3 goals scored per game. And now they get the ball back in a transition chance. It's just behind Nolan Downey, so he'll track it down. He's got a defender all over him, Colton Padgett, making it tough, but a nice job to flip it up to Austin Lamoureux. Penalty coming. It's going to be a slashing call. That'll be on Nolan Ruddy. Ripped by Howie Francis. Stopped by Forbes. And Ruddy's going to go to the box for 2 or less for slashing. And Peterborough will get the first power play of the game, 2:09 in. Lefty strong for the Timbermen. With Thompson up at the top, goes over to Francis. They've got Jeff McNulty down on the crease. Woods and Lamoureux are the righties. Woods is going to take a twister. It's stopped by Forbes on the run. Here's Nick D'Amico. Tried to leave it behind him, but Woods knocked it down, then runs past, bumps D'Amico off. That is a typical hard-working Aaron Woods shift as he gets possession, and they'll set back up on the power play. I get the idea from D'Amico, but I think you got to just run with that ball. Howie Francis rips a shot, gives a little pop to the defender. Enjoy seeing Howie Francis get more physical. That shot's off the mark, taken there by Heron Snow, who can run very effectively in transition. Nick Schultzke will sidestep him and make a good pass over to Lamoureux. 1:08 left on the power play, and the Timbermen back into the offensive zone. That hidden ball trick actually worked for a moment. Aaron Snow wasn't sure, but his teammate did let him know. Peterborough working their way down. There's Snow, some great movement. Nice hustle from Padgett to get pressure on. They have to up out of play. Did not touch the goaltender or any of the Ohsweken players. So it's going to be Bears possession. Johnny Miller into the offensive zone. His little boy was bowling with a lacrosse ball and some action figures. The walkway behind us here. Very cute. What an adorable family. 5 seconds to go on this shot clock. Peterborough pretty happy to muck at this point, and Ohsweken's going to start making some changes. We scooped up there by Nate Allen as he takes off on the run, flips it ahead, and Thompson with 14 left on the power play. We'll see if Peterborough, they look like they're trying to get out there and have a go. Woods will flip it to McNulty. That one's tipped though, and then grabbed. Redwood couldn't come away with it, but now they are running in. Oh, there it is. Aaron Snow. Told you can run in transition. Beautiful play by Snow. Bounces one home. We anticipated a fairly high-scoring game. We've got 2 goals in 3 minutes and 12 seconds. No, 4 minutes and 12 seconds. That'd be about 29 goals or so. We said 16, 15. Never know. Riley Morgan and Justin Joseph at the dot. Morgan pulls out. Joseph had it. Morgan just kind of shoves him out of the way to win that draw as Lamoureux races in. Lamoureux was going to circle behind the net, took the shot instead. Forbes makes the stop. Francis shopping, gets it to Woods, but it's picked off. Nice job racing in to steal that pass. That was Josh Sanchez. Sanchez will stay up and play offense. That's his main role here, today at least. The number 88. Shane Hallowell with the shot and then a big chop trying to get the ball back, and they do recover possession. Thought they were going to go to Eddie Renault, but he'll just crash his way down the middle and set some picks as the righties work to open the ball. They come to Hallowell now. He steps through the middle, gets a shot up. That's good. Through the legs of Hayner, and the Bears go up 2-1. Morgan and Joseph again. Oh, that's early. It was so early that they weren't even set. I'm not sure that the officials saw that he went. Bad. Look at the head of Justin Joseph's stick just bending backwards as even Morgan battled for that ball. Reese Nugent came away with possession and withstood a big pop. No problem. Nugent doesn't mind the physical side of the game. He's going to come and set a pick for Thompson. Thompson has it stripped. Here's Nolan Ruddy on the run. A little hop step. Scooped up behind the back. Nice attempt there. That was Lucas Beaver. Now down the other end, Aaron Woods. One hand swim move going to the net. Still trying to get there. Had Howie Francis with him, but nobody else. Now Francis will get it back in a fresh 20 for Peterborough, but he is swarmed by purple jerseys, and the Bears rip it loose. Here comes D'Amico into the offensive zone. Leaves it there for Aaron Snow. Renault along the near boards. Over the top. Rips one, scores. What a dart to that top right corner. I think Jackson Hayner's still trying to figure out where that one went in. It was in a heartbeat. And it's 3-1 Bears. Justin Joseph is fixing his stick, getting it all set for this draw after it was used and abused the last time he and Riley Morgan were facing off. Morgan trying to rake it out. Joseph going after it. Can't pick it up with that stick because there's nothing to it. It just bends. Xander Dillerone in from Winnipeg. That's going to be an over and back. Good work defensively there. And Downey up into the offensive zone. Hands it off to Woods. Thompson quickly to Jared Downey. Rips one. That's wide. Bounced off Forbes on its way back out. Aaron Woods going after it. Watched by D'Amico, but he hits Downey. Nice job there defensively. There's Luke Maloney getting out there. That's his Ireland helmet. It's so hard to tell apart, honestly. Look at Luke Maloney's Ireland helmet, the white with the green. Here we are at the other end. It just falls out of the stick of Chris Atwood. He may have been doing something intentionally. He has all kinds of moves, but the ball just got away from him. One of the most talented players you will ever see on a lacrosse floor. Keep an eye out for number 6, Chris Atwood. He will do something in this game that is going to make you just shake your head in disbelief. I guarantee it. Lamoureux over to Jeff McNulty. Hard rip for McNulty, no problem for, well, a little problem for Forbes, but he stays with it. Bears retaining possession. They got 7 to shoot. And a hard blast from Hallowell, but it's stopped. And on the run here is Ryan Patterson. He hands it off. And Clint Lewis will get the ball to the offense. Here's Nolan Downey. Forbes makes the stop, and Ohsweken with the 3-1 lead back in possession. Some pressure, though, for McNulty and Downey. 20 seconds on the shot clock as the Bears get into the offensive zone. Heron Snow looking for someone to give it off to. He will come across to Renault, and now he's going to stay. Sorry, that's Lucas Beaver, number 11 on this side, who was playing defense last week. Did a really good job, actually, for the Bears defensively, I thought. I had no idea he could play defense. He's a very skilled player. There's a lot of skill on the front end of this Ohsweken team. With Peterborough, of course, I mean, the top scoring team in the league. You know there's some talent there. Chief among them here is Aaron Woods. Lamoureux getting the pick from Downey. Patchett takes the roll well, so it's going to go to Francis, who rockets a low shot off Forbes. Thompson takes the pick. Tried to hit Francis on the roll, couldn't quite get it. Patchett is there. Sorry, that's Tanner Sudan wearing the 67. Sudan puts his shoulder down. Baffia flirting with a holding penalty, but now he and Downey get Sudan pinned, and that may have been hanging on to the ball a bit too long. Love the work here from Sudan, but he's going to get beaten around. We're going to see the first penalty is Scotty Edwards getting onto the backside of Sudan, who was a couple shifts in and already annoying Timbermen left, right, and center. Shot clock will expire. And Edwards will go, I think, for the check from behind. That may have been a bit of a message penalty because I think he was okay taking that one. Just let Sudan know, stop doing these things that you're doing. 5:06 to go. This quarter is flying by. We'll go to the officials' timeout with the score 3-1. Ohsweken over Peterborough. We'll be back with more Arena Lacrosse League action. Here we go with the Ohsweken power play. So it is the illegal cross check. Stephen Portelli is at the top, quarterbacking this power play. So go righty strong. Tried to get it to Renault, couldn't get it. Jared Downey all over Hallowell picking up the ball. Then Schultzke has it, fights through a check. Dillerone putting some pressure on. There's some guys traveling for the love of the game. Schultzke coming up from New York State. Dillerone from Winnipeg. Across Manitoba just actually put out recently a graphic, put out a social media post about their top scoring junior players of all time. believe Colin Poitras was at the top of that list, but Xander Dillaronde was up there. It was Andy Zunn and Kelson Borisenko, the golden age of Manitoba junior lacrosse, and now they're going junior A. It's going to be interesting. Here's Eddie Renault, steps across. Hallowell doesn't have anything, so gets it back. Now he's going to shoot, gets it through, but Hayner stops it and corrals the rebound. Minute left to go in the penalty. That's a little high for Aaron Woods, but it pops loose. Woods with the pressure and the pass ahead to Nicky Snow. Heads up play there by Johnny Miller. Dillaronde up to Portelli. Oh, that's a rocket, but well off target. Gets off the glass behind Hayner, who corralled it. Thompson on the run. 20 seconds left in the penalty to kill for Peterborough. About a 4-second difference with the shot clock, so they can kill the rest of this. Trying to get a reset. That pass to McNulty. He can't go get it. He was through the crease. No, you can't pick that up. Yeah, can't even contest the ball. But that will do it for the penalty. Just 3 seconds left as Nicky Snow steps across center. We come back to even strength. Here's Chris Atwood. Rolls it over. Hallowell trying to get underneath. Good recovery from Tim Zimmel and blocks the shot. Zimmel getting out after Hallowell. What a strong shift. Can they finish it? Oh, Atwood pings it off the post. It's going to be a fresh 30. If Peterborough gets it, it'll be a fresh 20 for Ohsweken as offensive or repossessions are a 20 instead of a 30 reset. Clinton Lewis getting out after Hallowell. Kind of lost contain, but they come to help. It did lead to a great scoring chance for Beaver. Now Beaver on top of Zimmel. He's just got to fall down there. Yeah. Tim Zimmel was fighting to stay up at some point. He's on your back. Just let yourself go down. You don't have to make a heroic or Herculean effort to stay up there. I'm not saying dive, by the way. I'm just saying, oh, what a rip. Aaron Woods rockets that home. The league's leading goal scorer coming into the weekend with 26. There have been some people pushing for that lead, but he is going to hang on to it if he keeps firing like that. 2:04 to go in the first, and it's 3-2 now for the Ohsweken Bears. I really like their uniforms, by the way. The purple with the grizzly bear paw on the front. Pretty cool. Nice deep purple. Of course, now I've got smoke on the water in my head, as I'm sure a lot of you do. Schultzke scoops it up, flicks it ahead. Oh, that was close. Reese Nugent was kind of trapped in, flipped it to McNulty, who wasn't over centering it, but McNulty leaped over the line to avoid the over and back. We're down to a minute 45 to go. McNulty step away from traffic, gets a pick from Francis. Gallops in front, shoots, stopped. Sam Forbes, what a save on a great pick and roll play and a great opportunity. Lemera gets it back, fresh 20 for the Timbermen. Oh, they hit McNulty in front. Another save by Forbes. I feel like Sam Forbes is underappreciated. I'm not sure he's really come into his own as a mature goalie, but boy, he makes some saves. Lucas Beaver, 18 on the shot clock. A little over a minute in the first quarter. Beaver, I thought that was a fake. He actually did throw it over. They feed it through the middle. Big save, Hayner. He matches Forbes with a beauty. All kinds of pressure from Portelli, who takes a big pop from Austin Lemera, and that definitely approaching illegal pick status. Thompson, that's a heck of a fake there. He had nobody to pass to and convinced the Bears he was doing it, and Woods goes to the crease, steps into the crease. Forbes made the stop anyway. 43 seconds. Don't see a lot of 2-for-1 attempts in MSL or in the Arenalacrosseleague. And that's an error by Nolan Downey as he picked off that pass and then ran right back over center after he had possession in the offensive zone. Hallowell to the far side to Sanchez, who moves it on quickly. Sidearm rip taken there by Heron Snow. Hayner just gets that pass over the forecheck pressure, but just gets away from Schultzke. 10 seconds left. It doesn't look like Ohsweken's thinking timeout here. Atwood will flip a backward pass. They've got 2 seconds left. They're going to get a shot off. Hayner had to make a pretty nice stop there. It was late in the period as Portelli ripped that sidearm. And after 15 minutes of play, it is Ohsweken 3, Peterborough 2. We'll be back to Arenalacrosseleague action in 2 minutes. Ready to roll with quarter number 2, Morgan and Joseph at the dot. Joseph comes away with it. Looked for a second like he might have thought he was heading for the Peterborough net and had a chance to, I don't know, I'm just imagining just based on the way it looked. But, I mean, you're taking that face-off, you get spun around so many times, you've just changed ends. I think he started going and saw the big figure of Sam Forbes in the net and tried to change direction. They do get the ball into the offensive zone. Nice pass. Big save Hayner, but that was a beautiful play to feed the ball through to Portelli. Here's Sanchez. That's going to be an illegal pick. Lewis getting after Portelli. That's not going to be very popular on the bench. Taking that penalty. Clint Lewis, who is absolutely a team guy. He will stand up for his teammates. He will do what the team needs for him. And you love that. But at that point, you just got the ball. It's a big illegal pick. You're getting the ball. Just take it and go instead of putting your team down shorthanded. He's a lax rat. Clint Lewis gets here. Probably the earliest guy of any of these Peterborough players. He's here to watch the entire first Saturday game most of the time when they're playing at 5 o'clock. Loves to watch the game, loves to play. Backpedaling over to Renault. Rip scores! That took 13 seconds of the power play for Renault to take that pass and absolutely bomb it home and make it 4-2. One's kicked ahead by Morgan, but it's going to be snagged by Colton Padgett. Thompson with pressure on him, but he makes the pass ahead. Joseph is in trouble near center. He sees center fighting to not go over him back. Gets rid of it, but it's going to be picked up by the Timbermen. Love that look from Jared Downey. Immediately seeing if somebody was ahead to get it to. They weren't, but he does now get it to his brother Nolan. Jared Downey takes a big bump. Here comes Maloney the other way. Newest member of the Bears. Maloney, who I mentioned earlier, plays for Ireland. Clancy Almas is the offensive coach here for the Bears, and he is a coach with Ireland. Big collision down in the corner behind the play. Patterson's looking back to see what's happening behind the play, and they're saying, numbers, go ahead. They get it to Woods. He's going to pass it. Backdoor quick stick. Oh, what a save. Sam Forbes robbing Reese Nugent. And then Chris Atwood looks up. He can't believe that got up to the rafters as he's just trying to lob a little outlet clearing pass. Atwood there on D. I don't know how good he is on defense. I've never actually seen him do it, I don't think. Backdoor attempt, Howie Francis. Another big save. Sam Forbes is on fire here in the first half of this game. And his Bears lead 4-2. I'll tell you, if he keeps playing like that, do you still change goalies? I know that was the plan, was to play half each, but my goodness, Forbes is looking good. Hard work by the Timbermen to get that ball back. And they have a fresh 20 down to 10 now. That 20 can count down pretty quick on the reset. I like it, the repossession 20-seconder. Oh, low pass, but it is grabbed by Nikki Snow. Shot from downtown. Good job to get a stick on it by Jared Downey, having himself a solid game. Now Baffia flies for it. He got the Timbermen's first goal of the game. Big collision out front as they're paying a lot of attention to Aaron Woods. Comes to Woods now. He'll fling one. That's a little high. McNulty comes up with it off the boards. Oh, what a pass through to Woods. Somehow gets a shot off, but there were just purple jerseys all over him. Unbelievable pass. What a great angle we had. Right from our camera spot here. Right at center floor. Out of the corner, hard shot, back against the green. Hayner throws out the right hand to get just enough of it. Gets up out of play, and Sanchez hands it off to Portelli. There's definitely no I on the end of the name bar for Portelli. They're also missing the second L. I was like, does that just say Portal? It does. I feel for him. Nice sidearm pass. Thompson trying to return the favor, was taken. McNulty on his offside. Gets a shot. It's going to be a fresh 20 as Thompson gets it. McNulty will trot around behind the net. Peterborough's got to get a fifth attacker, and it's Woods who takes the pass now. Flips it off to Thompson. They have a man behind the net. Now McNulty comes out. Off the post. Lamera. It'll be a fresh 20 for Peterborough when they pick it up. Thompson was going to take his time, but pressure from Aaron Snow forced him a little bit. He gets it ahead. And Lamera slows things down, handing it off there. They come near side to McNulty, goes over the top. Found Thompson. Thought he had a chance to go to the net right away, but it disappeared pretty quickly. And the Bears come up with possession. Here's Johnny Miller over center. Oh, that's going to be an over and back. Just a little too casual. Schultzke takes off, pushes the pace. He's got a trailer. Oh, you had Nugent. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea to give that pass to Aaron Woods. I just thought Nugent trailing looks like a good option, but it's going to be turned over eventually, but by rolling all the way back to Jackson Hayner, who will rip it ahead. It gets too much for Nate Allen, but now he zips around the defender. Big battle along the boards ensues. 5 players in there, 6 as Patterson joins. Pops out. Oh, great effort by Tanner Sudan, but that's an over and back for Peterborough. We have a penalty coming to Baffia. Is Sudan going as well? No. Boy, Tanner Sudan is getting under the skin of some of these Timbermen players. Portelli has it at the top as they go right strong again. Coming back to Dillerone. Verneau over at the lefty shooter spot. Portelli just keeps looking at him, but can't decide what to do with the ball. Now he goes to Renault. Hallowell tries to hit the cutting Sanchez. Schultzke has it. Got Allen with him. Allen sets the pick. I think Schultzke was expecting Allen to just run on and look for a pass. Schultzke fakes the shot. Not sure anybody was buying that one. But he does a nice job of buys him enough time to get it to Thompson. Zach Thompson will take his time. They're telling Dillerone, go get him. Dillerone, I don't think, plays a lot of D. I mean, he can. Oh, Howie Francis, a great shot, but what a save, Sam Forbes. That's a beauty. Forbes playing really well here. Up top to Portelli. Just under a minute left on the penalty to Peterborough. Pass through the middle. Renault backs out nicely and hands it off to Sanchez, who will rip one. It's hard but off target. Behind the back lead pass. Great job. Schultzke has it. He's going to try and cut. Oh, I thought he was going to cut to the left. Started to drive to his right. I thought he was going to plant his foot and cut across Heron Snow, but decided to just go for the cross body shot instead. That's turned aside. And 24 seconds on the power play here. Portelli over to Renault, gets it back. Behind the back flip. Halliwell tracks it down along the boards. 10 on the shot clock, on the penalty. Hayner swallows that one up and it's somewhere in the gear still. They pull it out. Little faking off goes Jared Downey. It's easy to forget how fast Jared Downey is. Back to even strength. Francis getting a pick from McNulty. Blasted, that's in. You can hear how heavy shot that was. Bangs in off of Forbes. We're within a goal. It's 4-3 with 7:18 to go. You don't take the officials' timeout after a goal. So we'll go to the next stoppage before the break. This game really moving along nicely. Good pace, good talent, good skill. Gritty, but not dumb. I like it. It's a fun game. Morgan and Joseph again. Joseph pops it out, gets absolutely flattened though by Reese Nugent. Penalty coming. I think it's Riley Morgan going. Yeah, Morgan going in. Lucas Beaver's helmet was in the net as Beaver was laying down by the crease. And that will be the officials' timeout with 7:05 to go. 4-3 Ohsweken lead, and the Bears will be on the power play when we come back to Arenalacrosseleague action from Children's Arena. Ohsweken to the power play. Portelli at the top once again. It is a cross-checking call to Morgan. There's Renault. Gets it back, and a quick shot. Hayner, not sure he even saw that one coming, but he made the save anyway. Jared Downey on the run again, flying up the floor. Johnny Miller over him, but he makes the pass back. Schultzke coming off as they get somebody up front. 10 left on the shot clock. That shot from Woods is stopped, and Snow on the run. Nicky Snow flying up the floor now. Oh, that's going to be almost picked off. Woods was going to be off for a breakaway, but good job by Portelli to get it. Up to Portelli. Delarone gets it back. Thinking about shooting. Scores on the other side, though. What a shot from Shane Halliwell. The little step back. And it's 5-3 with the power play goal. Ohsweken moving ahead another goal. 5:56 to go here in the second. Morgan pulls it out, picks it up, heading to the net. Oh, he's going to get a shot off here. Behind the back. Gets up and out of play. Oh, my goodness, that's a big hit. Clean hit, just running straight in was Tanner Sudan. But the Timbermen do not like him. I'd like to say hi to his dad, Tim, and his mom, Colleen. Had the pleasure of working with them in various tournaments and things. Tim, pretty well known. Colleen, who calls herself Fun Size. She's much smaller than Tim and myself. And Patterson grabs it just as he's stepping over center. They wanted an over and back call. It was pretty close. Here's Woods. Ducks underneath Ruddy. Goes to the net. Shoots just wide. Woods has to get out of the crease. Does so. Reestablishes. Hitting ball trick down. He's still got it. They know. That's high. There's a penalty coming to Aaron Woods. There's a small window between No call of a illegal pick, and then the penalty for one. Oh, I think they're saying illegal bottom check.
You're terrible, bud. Prescription visor.
I think it was an illegal body check. And yeah, that one's off the backboard, so it'll be an over and back. Shulsky, Baffia, Allen all racing to the bench. That's going to be a penalty for delay of game. And that's just a poor decision. If you delay a game, dead ball contact, call pretty much whatever you want. Slashing, sure. Whole bunch of things he did there that you're not supposed to be doing. 4-on-4 for a minute 43. Howie Francis takes this pass. Miller? Okay. I didn't realize it was Miller, but okay. That was just me missing the number. Okay, who's play being blown down. Whose possession is it? I think the officials have to have a discussion here to see whose ball it is. As Aaron Snow was passing it ahead to Nicky. And now Nicky Snow's got to go back to where play started. And it'll be blown back in a minute 30 left in the 4-on-4. Schultzke will come up and meet him on the other side of centers. Not often you see the defense range past the midline of the floor. Here's Chris Atwood. Behind the back, nice pass, big save. Hayner throws that arm up. Beautiful touch pass. Look at Atwood get back. Oh, but then he just loses his man completely. Love the hustle back, but then a good pick set there. I think that was Mike Green setting that one. And Nick Baffia with a pair today. It's 5-4. That's a 4-on-4 goal. Baffia's a sniper. 4:11 to go in the half. What a game. We were hoping, all of us, we were talking about everyone here at the rink, we were hoping to have another good game. Overtime last night between Brampton and Oshawa, which was fantastic. Great game earlier today between Six Nations and Whitby. Both one-goal games. Obviously, the overtime game was. Now we've got a one-goal game right now at 5-4 with under 4 minutes to play in the first half. Still 4-on-4 for 45 seconds. Hallowell spinning, trying to step away from check, fights through it, gets this ball stripped. Loose ball push. Hallowell had turned the ball over, and Clint Lewis just shoved him in the back. That's just not what you want to do, just handing the ball over. Sanchez tries to hit the cutting beaver, gets away from him, but Hallowell picks it up off the boards. Three on the shot clock. Hallowell's got to get something happening. He shovels the pass over. Oh, what a goal! Lucas Beaver. Nice pass from Hallowell, and a gorgeous finish from Lucas Beaver, whose helmet will not stay on, but whose shots will go in. And it's 6-4 with 17 seconds of 4-on-4 left and 3:22 in the half. Joseph pulls it out, and they get a hit to Aaron Snow. So that was a touch, so it won't be over and back. Aaron Snow gets it. He's got all kinds of pressure from Zimmel, who knocks it loose. There's the cutter. He hits Nugent, rips it, scores! Nice play by Tim Zimmel, and the lovely finish. Cross-body, cross the grain by Reese Nugent. Another 4-on-4 goal, and it's 6-5. Peterborough pulls back within one. We've still got 4 seconds to go of this 4-on-4 situation. Then there'll be a brief 17-second Peterborough power play. So this faceoff takes on added importance. Whoever has possession. Ohsweken can kill the penalty. If they can hold on to it, it's going to go to Aaron Snow, and they're good. He's going to the net. Back to even strength. Miller steps from the penalty box, the one step into the player's box. Hallowell cuts open. They totally lost track of him. That has been a problem for the Timbermen, just losing players on the back door. They come streaking down, and Hallowell's too dangerous offensively to just let him go like that. 2:33 to go in the half. Peterborough looking to move it forward. Michael Green flips it ahead, looking to even things up, I should say. McNulty thought about shooting, goes to Woods. Little pass to Howie Francis, who will rip one. That's off the hand of Forbes. Feed through to Woods. Oh, he misses the net. Grabbed there by Nicky Snow. Gets a pick for Maloney. Good job by Malloy to protect himself, but that's an 8-second count. Peterborough looking for a delay of game penalty. So Ohsweken didn't put the ball down right away, but they go into the offensive zone. Reese Nugent. Wide sweeping one-hand pass. They almost connect. Lamoureux caught the pass from Nugent. Couldn't get it to Woods, though. They're going to set things up again. Zach Thompson bounces one. That's off target. That's going to be over and back. 1:37 to go in the half. Ohsweken with a 1-goal lead and possession. They'll start in the corner. Eddie Renault moves it quickly to Beaver. Hallowell looks like he's waiting for things to get rolling. Now Beaver trying to fight through some defense. Double team comes. Shot from Beaver. Swatted ahead. Nice play. Can he get there in time? Zach Thompson on the run. Beaver hustling back. Thompson was pressured by Beaver. That one, I think, went off the post. Here's Schultzke. Got an Ohsweken player down the floor, so it's 4-on-4 in this zone. Thompson spins. Ruddy shoves him, but Francis gets it. That's going to get away from him. He has time to get it before he goes over center. That's a loose ball push. That's just not a very smart play by Nolan Ruddy. The 30 was about to expire. Ohsweken was going to get possession. We've seen that the other way a bit. Peterborough handing away possessions now. The favor is returned. That one didn't get through. It's blocked out front. Aaron Snow battling to pick it up, but couldn't get it. He's fighting to hold off Downey, and McNulty zips in. Nice hustle by Jared Downey to get that one. He'll flip it to McNulty. 5 on the shot clock. Woods will go back door to McNulty. Doesn't connect, and the 30 expires. Here's Luke Maloney. Timeout taken. You get one per half. So Ohsweken clearly, the ever dapper Mouse Henry, will take that one with 27.3 seconds left. They're going to bring Sam Forbes to the bench, bring out an extra attacker, see if they can extend this 1-goal lead to 7-5 going into a halftime break. So 27.3 seconds left in the half. It's 6-5 Ohsweken, and Eddie Renault starts with the ball in the 6-on-5 for the Bears. So they're going to hang on till the final 8 or so before they go. Won't shoot till there's about 3 seconds left. One would think. You never know. Dillerone back up to Renault. Renault keeps looking like he's thinking about just letting that rip. There's no way you're taking a shot from the top. Now things start to open up. 8 seconds to go. Dillerone ducks underneath. Shoots. Scores! Xander Dillerone does it all himself. Well, he gets a really nice pick to open that lane up. Ducks underneath and bounces one past Jackson Hayner. So we thought we'd seen the last of Sam Forbes for this game, but he's back for 5.1 seconds more. He's playing so well, who knows? I mean, maybe he and Gavin Clark have a chat and they say, you're doing great. But the idea was for Ohsweken to switch at halftime. We'll see if they do. Morgan and Joseph, 5.1 seconds left. Just enough time for Joseph to get one more face-off win. The half will end, and the score 7-5 in favor of the Ohsweken Bears in a very good lacrosse game. We have been treated to a wonderful weekend of lacrosse here in the Arenalacrosseleague. We got 30 more minutes of action to come after the halftime break. I'm Steven Stamp. This is the All at Children's Arena. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you shortly. Welcome back, lacrosse friends, to Arenalacrosseleague action. You see on camera there Gavin Clark, who has, as planned, come in between the pipes. I just thought they might stick with Sam Forbes because he was so good as Ohsweken forged a 7-5 lead, but they're sticking with the plan. Had a couple of players out, Shane Hallowell, and I forget, somebody else was out warming up Gavin Clark to be ready to go here. So it's not like he's stepping in cold. He had plenty of time in the half to work, get ready, and Joseph and Morgan are back to the dot as we get ready for third quarter action, 7-5 Ohsweken. Racing in to try and grab it was Nugent, but it gets away, and it's going to be Ohsweken possession, but it's knocked down there. Here comes Nolan Downey. He sees all kinds of purple jerseys. Will pull out, hands it off, and here's Jared Downey. Gets a pick from Nolan Downey. Yes, they're brothers. That gets away from Nolan. Francis rips one. He scored on a heavy shot earlier, but that one stopped by Gavin Clark. The first shot he faced, and immediate pressure. Didn't have much in terms of an outlet opportunity. They got to get over center. They're not going to make it. Heron Snow tried to shoot it, fling it forwards as he spun, but the 8 seconds had already run out. Austin Lamera with the ball over center. Gets a pick from Woods. There's the roll. Perfectly played, but nice save, Clark. I think Woods would like that one back because he had a bit of space, but Clark moved well, made that stop. Nugent's rip is off target. 6 on the shot clock as they go to Woods on the back door. He was trying to move to the front before he caught the ball. Heron Snow covering him, so he'll get a shot off target, though. And the 30 expires. It is Ohsweken possession. Reddy Renault backs away, drives down the lane. Good recovery by Schultzke. Here's Hallowell with it. Oh, that's got to be holding. Hallowell gets the shot off. 5 left on the shot clock as it's picked up in the corner. And it's going to be a holding call, no question, as Ryan Patterson just locked on. Looking like Patterson's arguing with Shane Hallowell, who's acting out exactly what Patterson was doing, pretty accurately, actually. Patterson with the bear hug on the bear. And it'll be a Ohsweken power play just under 2 minutes into this third quarter. Portelli again at the top. Dillerone and Sanchez. The other righties, lefty over here is Renault. They're going to go back to the righties, though. Portelli's going to drag. Now he goes to Renault. Sure, I'm seeing what the Bears are trying to make happen on this power play. Looks like they just toss it over to Dillerone and let him rip. Hallowell protecting the ball from Downey. Backing in, spins away. Now they get something going. Hard shot, stopped by Hayner. Pounces on the rebound. He's got nobody to pass to close, so he's going to rip it all the way the length of the floor, straight down to Gavin Clark. Clark will make the short outlet. Hallowell steps over center, minute 11 left on the man advantage. Portelli will get it back. Directing traffic with his head. He's saying, go, cut through. Sanchez does, gets the ball. See what happens when you cut through. You get great scoring opportunities. Taps it back and Atwood after it. Tries to pull it to himself. Kicks it to himself. But Schultzke after it. It is eventually picked up by Portelli and a fresh 20 for the Bears. Allen kind of got a stick up into Portelli's face, but not viciously enough to draw a penalty. Oh, there you go. Told you Chris Atwood would do something that makes you shake your head. That's a beautiful shot. Sneaky little play, and he trots off to the bench. Something the crowd pointing out that the Bears have the best dressed coaching staff in the league. I think you have to agree with that. That's Mouse Henry in the middle with the bolo tie. Todd Wilfong on one door with the vest and tie. The other end, you got Neil Pike, the pink shirt and the suit and tie, and Clancy Almas. No tie, but the sports jacket and the cool Irish cap. They're a dapper looking bunch. Not to take away from the Timbermen, they're well dressed. Big battle in the corner. Beaver comes away with it. Beaver with a big wrap on the left leg. He was getting some tape put on there actually by the Timberman trainer. Penalty coming to Ohsweken. Yeah, Beaver heading to the bench. He's still moving pretty well. Tremendous player. Francis. Low to high. He gets so much on that shot. That was so loud as it banged off the backboards. I think it hit the plywood up above the glass, so that is louder in general, but still, there's a lot on that shot. Peterborough going to the power play. Peterborough full circuit of the offensive zone. Woods flips it up to Thompson behind the back to Francis. McNulty tried to skip it up top and it was tapped away. Almost taken off was Paget, but the Timbermen get it back. Backdoor attempt. That one is picked off. Lob pass ahead to D'Amico. Aaron Snow. All kinds of moves. Shot from Atwood from downtown. Nate Allen got some stick on stick and I think helped absorb some of the power of that. Hayner took the rest. Minute 11 left on the power play for Peterborough as Thompson's up top. They're strong left again. Woods and Lammer on the two-man side. Francis. They go backdoor pass. McNulty just got too far down. Was back behind him. Francis to Woods. Shots blocked out front. Paget, and that's going to be picked off, and that's where you're probably better off just letting that 30 expire. Ohsweken wound up forcing it a bit, rushing out of the zone because they'd picked up the ball with just about a second to go in the 30. That leads to a great chance, but Thompson stopped by the foot of Gavin Clark, who's been perfect so far. 20 seconds left on the penalty. Enough time on the shot clock for the Bears to kill the rest of this. They passed it through. They're going to take a shot. Not sure I love that decision by Portelli because Peterborough's not going to have time to do anything with the power play. So I guess it's fine. Once the penalty does expire, we're back to even strength. Lammer off to Woods. Quick release there, but it's off target from Reese Nugent. Be up and out of play, and Ohsweken takes possession. Nolan Ruddy's going to start with the ball. Rips that pass. Nate Allen, good pressure. They're going to force a bobbled ball. Renault, though, is able to track it down. Spins underneath. Good recovery by Lewis. Had some help coming from Allen. Pass is picked off. Jared Downey on the run. He has just been moving constantly in this game. Now he's going to stop as I say that. So wait for the. Oh, passes to Woods. There's a goal. You're not going to keep Aaron Woods off the board for long if you keep giving him chances like that. Downey just calmly surveying with his back against the boards. Finds the deadly sniper Aaron Woods. Throws a hard fake. And ruins Gavin Clark's shutout run at just under 7 minutes. A lot of kids at the games this weekend. Really fun to have the young fans out. Pretty good crowd again this afternoon. The earlier game today had a really nice crowd for Whitby versus Six Nations. Someone's going to get off into the penalty box. Both teams pointing the way they think the ball should go. Ohsweken will prove correct. Hallowell, one move, another move, gets through, gets a shot, but he's being bumped by Patterson. That gets up and out of play, and that gets into the stands. Woods again, another goal for Woods. Ohsweken just having trouble keeping track of the league's leading scorer, and he is piling them on. That's a few for him today. He's going to be into the 30s before you know it as we reach the midway point of the season. 14 games played per team, and we would have hit the midway point last week, but some of the games had to be rescheduled because of the weather. So we're actually hitting it this weekend in terms of games, but that pass tracked down by Sanchez, who's going to try and fight out of an orange swarm. Dude, you got people to help. They didn't really have a lot of people to help, but they get it to Atwood eventually. Dillerone at least flirted with the idea of a shot. Nice job defensively by Nate Allen. And then he is picked hard by Hallowell, but fights through it. Oh, and Hallowell going underneath. What a recovery. Nate Allen. That's a great defensive shift from Nate Allen. That's going to take us to the officials' timeout. Maybe go back and just watch the work Allen did on that shift while we take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back with the second half of the third quarter. It's 8-7, Ohsweken over Peterborough in Arenalacrosseleague action. We'll be right back. Welcome back, lacrosse friends. Lamoureux starts with the ball, flips it ahead to Woods. As Peterborough into the offensive zone, trying to even this game up. They've trailed from the have don't think they have ever been tied since Ohsweken scored the first couple of goals of the game. Through the crease on the Timbermen, and it's going to be Bears possession. Bears don't really have an outlet here. So Padgett's just going to run himself up over center into a little bit of trouble, but ran himself out. You can see the pause and then just keeps moving away from that area right by the center line where it's dangerous. Here's Lucas Beaver. Gets the pass to Atwood. Oh, I thought that was going in. I've seen Atwood score some goals. That had the look of an Atwood goal. The penalty coming now to the Bears. That one's going to get into Gavin Clark. That's Beaver going to the box. You can see the Peterborough staff telling Clint Lewis, good work, get off the floor. Shut your mouth, get on the bench, and let's go to the power play. Great effort from Lewis. And the Timbermen to draw that penalty. Discussion between the officials. Not sure if they're talking about a major. Yeah, it's an elbowing major to Lucas Beaver. That's huge. Peterborough, who has not been tied in this game, if they can get 2 on this power play, they can go ahead for the first time. They'll go strong left. Thompson Francis and McNulty, the righties. Woods at the shooter spot. Lamoureux down low. Back up to Thompson. Quick movement. They couldn't hit Francis, though. Paget thought about racing out, steps back into the box. Francis sending a big pick. Shot hard by Thompson, but off target. It's up and out of play. Paget ahead to D'Amico. That hits a seam in the turf and just dies on the floor, but D'Amico was there to pick it up. Heron Snow. Hitting ball trick. Timberman saw it, so Hallowell does take this pass. He's along the boards, 14 on the shot clock. Allen on him. Big pick. That's got to be too much. Shot gets up out of play anyway. Lamoureux leaves it for Woods. Woods was looking back immediately to him, but instead goes over to Thompson. Diving attempt, is that good? It is! McNulty. Lovely finish coming from behind the net. A minute 9 into the third quarter, into the major. And we're all tied up 8-8 with 5:12 to go in the third. Joseph Morgan pulls it back. Schultzke has it. Still 3.5 to go on the major. Behind the back. Francis rips one, stopped by Clark. Francis gets after it. The stick looks so short in Howie Francis's hands. Reminds me of watching Dan Dawson play and just thinking the stick just looks too small. But there's a maximum length. Yes. Aaron Woods buries that one. Great passing, great ball movement. When this Timberman power play gets the ball going, they can be hard to even follow. Obviously, it was a bit hard for Gavin Clark, who got spun around, was facing his net as that ball came out to Aaron Woods. And Woods has 4, I think, today. Honestly, pretty much a usual day at the office for Aaron Woods as he entered the game with 26 goals in 6 games. So, yeah, averaging 4 1/3 per game. Not bad. Not to bang the drum too steadily, but if you're an NLL team and you need some scoring on your right side, I feel like Aaron Woods could help you. Thompson, around the world, gets it over to Downey. Didn't actually accomplish much, but looked great. Schultzke heading off as Peterborough established in the offensive zone. They got a 5th attacker out. It's Woods. They're going to find him up at the top. Penalty coming now to Ohsweken. So now we'll have another Timberman forward coming out. That's Howie Francis loping up into the offensive zone. Woods fires one. It's knocked down by D'Amico. Loose ball push will blow play down. Sorry, that's Johnny Miller. Nolan Ruddy and Reese Nugent having words as Ruddy makes his way to the penalty box. Beaver's still in there because you have to serve the full 5 minutes, even with 2 goals being scored. So they get to put a 5th player out, but he's got to wait till the first hard stoppage after his 5. And now Ruddy goes for a minor for slashing. And Peterborough scores 2 on the major. They can extend this lead, their first of the game. Thompson will rip that one. Scores! It's 10-8 Timberman. .346 to go here in the third. Morgan and Joseph once again at the dot. Redwood thought about zipping down along the boards, pulls up instead with Nate Schultzke on him. Here's Renault. Schultzke and Zach Thompson's back playing D. Portelli goes to set a big pick on Thompson. Downey fights through another pick. Renault fighting his way out. Shovel pass. Hallowell wants to shoot, does so, but Allen got some stick-on-stick check. And Peterborough taking off the other way. Big collision along the boards. Penalty coming from the trail official. It's a check from behind. So Hallowell going to the box. Ohsweken's unhappy because the official right by the play didn't make the call. The trail official backaways did. I think it's probably the right call. Beaver's still in there. Another minute or two before he can be released. He's got to come out on a hard stop. So a penalty, a goal, a timeout, end of the quarter. Peterborough, who trailed 8-5 a few minutes ago, have 5 straight goals and are just pouring it on, and just feels like they're running away, honestly. Clark with the stop on Lamoureux. All kinds of pressure. Nice swim move by Heron Snow to get through it. And he's flying up the floor. Flips it off to the wing and cuts. Sanchez didn't feel the lane was there to pass it back to him, especially shorthanded. He'll come back to Renault. The veteran will take his time. It was a pretty good shot from Eddie Renault, but Hayner made the stop and the Timbermen come away with it. That almost got up over the boards. They're pretty low here. That was about 8 centimeters, let's say, from the top of the boards. Trying to be modern and metric. Here's Thompson. Woods up to Francis. He's feeling good. He's going to rip that, but it's blocked by Heron Snow. Heron Snow having a good game. Woods opts to stop that one before it gets back over center because the 30 was expiring. Still 49 on the Peterborough power play. Johnny Miller will get up over center. He's knocked down. The ball pops out. He's going to go after it. Swatted ahead. Nice job by Nate Allen. Then he pulls up, takes a big hit from Portelli. Another. 3, 4, 5 hits, and Allen fights through with it. What an effort. He is getting a rousing ovation from his teammates. And then down at the other end, Austin Lamoureux just rockets that, the crow hop and everything into that shot. And it's a power play goal, 11-8. 6 straight goals for the Timbermen. We've got 1:33 to go in the third. Face-off violation by Morgan, so it'll be Bears ball. Nolan Downey doesn't know what's going on. He didn't see the call, didn't realize it was Bears possession. He's like, can I just pick this ball up? He cannot. Driving to the net. Nice play. Hallowell, that's a beautiful goal. Lovely setup from Chris Atwood, and Hallowell gets his man on his hip, spins underneath. Great drop step for a short-handed marker. Trying to get some momentum back. Hallowell, the leading scorer for this Bears team. Coming in 6 games, he had 12 goals, 12 assists for 24 points. Top per game is Dante Koulis, who's not here today. In 4 games played, he's had 22 points, 7 goals, 15 assists. They do miss Koulis. He was with the Oshawa Firewolves on their practice roster. I'd imagine he's with Oshawa today. Off the post. Really nice chance. Gets up and into the rafters. And that'll be a fresh 20 for the Timbermen after the Nugent shot got out of play off the post. Downey. It's a big pop from Luke Maloney. Oh, that's a back in. Downey heads up play to race into the corner so he can start it up. McNulty stopped, but that's a great play by Nolan Downey. Very smart. Penalty coming. And Hayner races to the bench. We're under a minute in the third. 6 on 5. 4 lefties for Peterborough. So they're going to flip it over to McNulty. They try to feed it. Gets her to Woods, but he can't contain it. There's actually a line of lefties looking for a pass down there. 30's going to expire. And with 29.3 to go, it's going to be an illegal substitution call on the Bears. And the Timbermen are going to have 29 seconds of power play action before the end of the quarter, unless they score. Then, of course, it would carry over to the fourth quarter if they do not. Thompson will start up top in a strong left formation for Peterborough. Francis to McNulty. As usual, Lamoureux and Woods on the near side. Thompson behind the back. Francis likes that one. Shoots. Stopped by Clark. 12 seconds left. They're not going to bother pulling the goalie. They'll just throw the ball away, actually. Oh, sorry. I was blocking a young fan who's about thigh high. Very politely saying, excuse me, I could barely hear it. 8.3 seconds to go. They're going to start with it. They could have pulled the goalie, it feels like, and gone 5 on 5, but they're just going to see if they can create something here. Hallowell, 3.5 to shoot. That one's off. Peterborough up out of play. There's only half a second left. There's no way they can score here. It's just not possible. And they're going to go to the quarter. Oh, no, they're saying put 0.5 on. Really? Players on both benches have already come on the floor. Let's go to the break. I just don't think that in 0.5 of a second it's possible for them to get the ball in the net, so I don't quite see the point. But okay, let's play it. So they rip a shot. I guess it could have. I mean, Sanchez just fired at a Hayner. But 11-9. Through 3 quarters, Peterborough on the power play for another minute 29. When we get going in the fourth, we'll take a quick break and be back with Arenalacrosseleague action. Morgan, Joseph, once again, and we're underway with the fourth quarter. It's 11-9. Peterborough on the power play. Joseph, another face-off win. He's having a huge day, Justin Joseph. Remember seeing him during the anthems. Quite short, stocky dude, and thinking, who is this guy? He's their face-off guy, and he's doing a great job. Johnny Miller in the offensive zone. As Ohsweken's killing this penalty. Shot from deep. Late in the shot clock. Peterborough has 53 seconds to work with on the man advantage as Thompson leaves it for himself. They know hidden ball trick didn't work, so Peterborough will keep it moving. McNulty behind the net, immediately back. They get it to Francis, was tipped away from him, but he comes up with it. Good shot. Great chance for Lamoureux, but the save by Gavin Clark. Nice scene between Sam Forbes and Gavin Clark during the break. As Forbes played very well in the first half. Clark comes in the second and started out well, then had some issues. Forbes was, talking to him, but there's Zach Thompson letting his stick do the talking as he rips one from downtown. Saw a spot that he liked. Power play goal makes it 12-9. Peterborough Timbermen starting to pull away a bit. Tim Zimmel out there for this draw. Riley Morgan looking like he's taking just a quick break on the bench. Actually dropped his stick over the boards onto the floor. Zach Thompson had to go pick it up for him. That's going to be picked off. They were a bit fortunate that Redwood was back, because otherwise That was going to be a wide open break from Nolan Downey, who gets the shot off anyway. Then Clark comes away with it, rips one ahead. That's going to be a big collision. Ball got there just in time that Baffia wasn't able to completely bury Sanchez, although Josh Sanchez is a big dude. I'm not sure Baffia is winning that collision, but he had the momentum. Here's Sanchez running into the corner. Portelli tried to feed it through, does get it through to Renault, whose pass doesn't connect. Oh, behind the back attempt. There's a nice pass, good catch, good shot, but Hayner renders it moot. Wow, that's a great change from Ohsweken. Luke Maloney was out there, but now he loses Woods. I like the way Maloney picked up Allen, but boy, you got to be aware of Aaron Woods going through. They're going to say Woods went through the crease. He looks perplexedly for a moment. I didn't see it, got to be honest. Official right in position. Sure, he was on that one. Here's DeLaronde. He's in a quiet game. The sensation from Winnipeg. That's in. The reverse broadcaster's jinx. Just saying how quiet DeLaronde's been, and he bounces a beauty home to make it 12-10. Just 2.5 into this fourth quarter. DeLaronde coming into this game in 5 games, having 18 points, 13 of them goals. Definitely a Cy Young candidate. You can call them the Phoenix Rams of the Arenalacrosseleague. Phoenix Rams in the Women's Arena League with 7 goals and 0 assists last week. I was teasing her a bit that she's going for the Cy Young with all the goals, none of the assists. Looking like a win-loss record for a Cy Young Award pitcher. That's Xander DeLaronde. Here's Portelli. Big pick. Zimmel recovers nicely after being taken out of the initial play. That's a goal. No, it's not. It's wide. It got through the hard shot from Renault. And now Thompson at the other end. That is a goal. Zach Thompson. Beautiful pass forward. And then Thompson just rams one between the legs. And it's 13-10 with 12 minutes to go. And we're going to have a goalie change. Sam Forbes coming back in. He was outstanding in the first half, gave up just 5 goals. Beaver swoops in, gets that ball off the faceoff. Schultzke on him. I think the bun's coming out. Oh, no, Schultzke's bun's intact. Thought his hair was getting loose. Came in today, arrived with the big speaker in one hand, the reflective sunglasses, the hair hanging down. It's quite a sight. Quite a sight, Nate. Long outlet pass to Reese Nugent. He's in all alone. Welcome back to the game, Sam Forbes. That is not what you want to see for your first shot. A breakaway from Reese Nugent, who buries that one to make it 14-10. Mouse Henry pointing out that the clock was still running. About 4 or 5 seconds ticked off after that goal. But they've put it back. All is well. That's going to be a loose ball push. Not much question. DeLaronde scored the last Ohsweken goal. Hayner with the assist on that outlet pass from the keeper. Derek Downey trying to get it, didn't, and Eddie Renault buries that. Quite a response from the Bears. Just seconds, 17 seconds to be exact, since the Reese Nugent breakaway goal. The pace of this game was very, very quick for the first 3 quarters or so. Seems like just a lot more stoppages. I mean, several of them goals. So, what are you going to do? So it just seems to be slower here. Morgan This chin cup up around his nose. Somehow is able to see that ball and go pick it up. He and Joseph run into each other. They get it across to Zach Thompson. Finds Woods. Well, you can see the chemistry those two have. They've played together for a while with the Cobourg Kodiaks. Now facing the Ohsweken Bears, they get that pass picked off. Sanchez, who's been playing primarily offense, but a fair number of defensive shifts, and pretty effective when he's out there on D. Here's Beaver. Gets to Portelli, who hands it off to Sanchez, and Beaver's going to go set some picks. Or just float around for a bit. Saved by Hayner. Thompson snags this one. He's got Zimmel with him. Zimmel's out of the chance now for an offensive play, and he's just going to head to the bench for a change, but not before he gives a little pop to Tanner Sudan. I think I said hi earlier, but to Tim and Fun Size Colleen. That's such a great nickname she gave herself. Nugent. Bouncer just a little steep. It gets up out of play. It's going to be a Ohsweken ball. Under 10 to go here in the fourth. Eddie Renault puts his head down, drives to the net. What a goal. Eddie Renault, that is about recognition and awareness. He saw the situation that he had Schultzke kind of backpedaling, and he had a lane to the net, put his shoulder into Schultzke, drives him back, then uses those terrific hands to float that one home, and it's a 2-goal game. 14-12, 9:39 to go. What do we predict before the game? We said 16-15, because each of these teams has averaged 15.7 goals against. It's a really early jump from Morgan, who, whatever happens at the faceoff dot, will hustle over to the bench to get a player out. Ultimate team guy. That shot's way wide. Schultze's going to try and track it down. Sanchez had a bit of a head start in terms of getting moving. So he was able to stay with Schultzke, and they're going to go with the over and back and not have a breakaway chance. Aaron Woods trying to be nonchalant as he drifts over behind the net. Nugent gets a shot off. Almost came back to him. That's going to be an outlet pass to Dilleronde. He's got Sanchez trailing, gives it to him. Go set a pick. Does so. There's the roll, but well covered. Nice defensive work there by Green and Schultzke. Here's Nate Allen up on Sanchez. 9 minutes to go in the fourth. Renault, he's got a couple recently. He's got his hands open, and Hayner's struggling with that one a bit. It is under there somewhere, so he stays as still as possible. Schultzke will bounce one ahead. Scotty Edwards into the offensive zone. Nolan Downey to the near side to McNulty. Back to Downey, who had to reach for it. It dropped it to the turf for a moment, but gets it back. 7 on the shot clock. Thompson tried to feed Woods, goes right back to him off the stick of Snow. Francis will fire. There's only 3 left on the shot clock. They've drifted a man up the floor. It's Renault. What a save. Jackson Hayner throws the left foot out. Gets up out of play, so it's going to be a Ohsweken possession off the goaltender. Atwood from downtown, hand save Hayner. Hallowell hard shot, another save Hayner. Gets away from him. Lewis trying to grab the rebound. It pops loose. Penalty coming. They're going to call Shane Hallowell for a crease interference. I'm not 100% sure on that one. Big chance for the Timbermen as Ohsweken's been getting some momentum back, building their way back into this. Sam Forbes has been playing well. His power play could give the Timbermen a chance to stretch that lead back out to 3. There's Francis. Had a bit of a lane, but not enough. Wisely passed it. That one doesn't get to Woods, but it's Lamoureux there. Under some pressure from D'Amico. Nice little swim and gets it out to Woods. Peterborough's going to settle things down. 8 seconds. Back to Thompson. Tried to spin through and get a shot off. I think a rebound shot before he even had the ball, and he gets flattened by Paget. That's going to be a long pass to Sanchez coming off the bench. Nice play. Not sure who raced to the bench to get Paget out. That was a really smart play by the Bears, and that's going to give them some time to kill some of this. But then they throw it away. Schultzke sprinting along the boards. Pull up. No. Don't go to the net. Just come back and give it to somebody. And that somebody is Aaron Woods. Good decision. Just about a minute to go in the Peterborough power play. Woods chopping down on it. It's picked up by Lamoureux. They go to Woods. Quick movement. Oh, what a finish. That, again, is Timbermen lacrosse on the power play. Great movement. Finishing with the Woods to Francis pass and the quick stick on the back door. Power play goal is 15-12. Morgan with the face-off win. He'll run back near center. Hands it off. We have a couple players up the other end of the floor. That's why it's 4-on-4 down this way. Oh! Nolan Downey joins the scoring parade with a rocket from downtown Oshawa to make it 16-12 with 6:18 to go. So that power play did make a huge difference as Peterborough strongly has the momentum in their favor. Nice pass ahead, drive in the net. Beaver stopped by Hayner, doesn't know where the ball is. There's a glove that's Hayner's glove in the crease. It came off as Beaver ran by and collided with the hand. Nice play. I think it was Nate Allen that gave the glove back to Jackson Hayner. Sanchez doesn't connect with Renault. Oh, Allen trying to take off with it. Now he's got the ball, and he'll go. He's got Schultzke with him. He's going to pull up. They need to get somebody to the bench, and now they do. It was Edwards that got there so they could try to pass it to Aaron Woods coming off the bench, but it got away from him. Woods just goes back and says, send a defender out. It's Allen against the entire Ohsweken Bears roster pretty much down in the corner, and the Bears come away with it. But nice job, Allen, to kill some time. Atwood surveying. That one's going to get loose, and Zimmel has it on the run. Nice pass across to Jared Downey, who pulls up wisely. Flips it. Zimmel had switched to lefty. He's not a lefty, is he? No. They're saying he was through the crease, then first to play it. And we're going to have the officials' timeout. We were just flying along here and realized all of a sudden it's the first non-goal stoppage past the midway point. So with 4:48 to go, it's a 4-goal lead for Peterborough in the fourth quarter. I'm Steven Stamp, and we'll be back with the final stretch run of this Saturday doubleheader at Children's Arena. Heron Snow will start with the ball way off to our right as the Bears have possession with 4:48 to go here. He'll hand the ball off, go to the bench, and Chris Atwood comes on. Beaver looking for an outlet. Hard draw from Dillerone. Zimmel got a bit of that. Zimmel is a lefty. What do you know? I really thought he'd switched hands there. How have I been watching him for like 7 years? And got confused about that. Big battle along the boards. Peterborough was pretty happy to let that clock just keep ticking. And the shot clock will expire. Big collision as Portelli. Oh, my goodness. Portelli just poked Nate Schultz in the back of the head with his stick. It looked like it was right in front of the referee. I mean, it wasn't a big, powerful poke, but you can't just poke somebody in the back of the head. Wow. Nick Baffia comes up with that one. Woods takes a look, sees the time, sees where everyone is. There's nobody behind him. Hands it off. Lamoureux to Francis. Hard sidearm pass. Lamoureux, that's a ton behind that one. You can hear it hit the gear of Sam Forbes, but no problem for him stopping that one. Here comes Heron Snow. Jared Downey got turned around on that attempted pass to him, but it will come to Scott Edwards, who rips one. Do not see a ton of shots by Scott Edwards. That was a pretty good chance, though. But Forbes stops it, picks it up, and makes the outlet pass. D'Amico hands it off. Hayner had to be alert as Chris Howard almost snuck that one inside the post. Schultze comes away with it and rips it ahead to Scott Edwards. Atwood had been hanging up the floor. They watched him, though, and we're back to full lineups into the Peterborough offensive zone. That pass is tipped away. Nicky Snow getting after it. Thompson, though, fought his way through. Got the shot on net, but it was just after the buzzer had gone. And it'll be Bears ball with 2:30 to go. A 4-goal Peterborough lead, 16-12. Driving to the net, burying it all by himself, Shane Hallowell. 16-13, 2:19 to go in the game. We might be on for our pregame 16-15 prediction. Just saying. Morgan and Joseph ready to go. Morgan's down. Joseph's down. And the whistle. Morgan pops it out. Had it for a moment. No over and back. Good job. Had a couple of questionable over and back calls. One that led directly to a key Whitby goal in the last game. Here's McNulty with it. Downey flips a pass through. Lamoureux couldn't quite corral it. Nugent can't get it. Sanchez throws the pass and then sees Colton Padgett wasn't looking. Yells, Colton! And he comes back to get that ball. Sorry, I almost distracted Colton Padgett, who was right in front of us there. I was just reenacting. I wasn't trying to call him. That's a nice bounce pass by Sanchez to Portelli. Low skipping bouncer. Here's Renault, the captain. He's been on a tear in this quarter. Looking for another one. Hayner stops it. Bears looking to try and get the ball in the crease, but Hayner manages to cover it up. Here's Jared Downey ahead with 1:18 to go. Baffia, probably a good decision to not pass that one ahead to Aaron Woods. Here's Zach Thompson. I think he was trying to hit Howie Francis. That didn't connect. That's going to be a Ohsweken possession. Nolan Ruddy with the ball. He's going to rumble forward. Lob a pass up. Maloney, the pass. Oh, what a stop by Hayner as we get into the final minute. Maloney gets it back. I think he's having his game of the year so far. That pass doesn't get through. Schultze, the first one there. It's a long time to muck with 10 seconds left on the 30, but Peterborough would be happy for those seconds to just keep ticking. Now they're down to 5. They don't have to pick it up. Zimmel doesn't need to pick it up. Oh, but he will. Yeah. The 30 was reset. It buzzed incidentally. Dillerone and Sanchez, that's going to be a push on the back with 21.4 seconds left. Peterborough, a 16-13 lead and a chance to ice this one. Play blown in and Downey immediately flips it out. Good calm play to get to Baffia, and the Timbermen are going to win this game. They lead 16-13. So Peterborough will improve to 5-3. They'll keep them tied with Whitby. And we've got a fight coming between Clint Lewis and Luke Maloney. Lewis lands a couple of shots. Maloney can't see, but just keeps throwing. Oh, big shot. Maloney tags Lewis. Lewis somehow still throwing. Oh, Maloney drills him again and again. They go down. That is quite a tilt. Both benches riled up, fired up. You know how sometimes after a tilt, holy cow, what are you doing? Oh, we've got a melee by the bench. Someone was going after Clint Lewis. One of the Ohsweken players, one or more, just kind of losing their stuff. What on earth? Nick Baffy will pop up and head out. Who was that going after him? I just got to check. I don't know if that was, it was either Paget or Miller. I think it was Colton Paget. Just don't understand what was going on there. They've let the clock run out. There was just a few seconds left. Handful of Ohsweken players screaming across the floor. Now Clancy Almas comes out and just tells his players, let's go. Back to our side of the floor, back to our locker room. Now Almas will have a chat with the Peterborough bench. What on earth? Somebody from the Ohsweken bench yelling, keep your hands off him as Forbes and Hayner go over a friendly goalie union tap. They have a hug. And it's a 16-13 win. That is an insane finish to this game. Nobody's going quietly. Ohsweken has headed off to their bench. Peterborough's hanging around. Oh. Joe Sullivan from Peterborough having a chat with the officials, making sure everything's set. We're not going to have handshakes. There's no question about that. Mouse Henry will go and pick up a helmet from one of his players who was out on the floor. I think that'll do it. We are done. What an exciting weekend so far of Arenalacrosseleague action. An overtime win last night. If you don't want a spoiler, if you haven't watched it yet, don't listen. But well, anyway, we had overtime last night. We had a one-goal game earlier today, and now a wild finish to what was a very good and entertaining lacrosse game. I'm Steven Stamp. This is the Arenalacrosseleague. There's more coming tomorrow, so watch it all. East and West. The West just wrapped up their Arenalacrosseleague season with their championship. And Peterborough's getting a final helmet back. Somehow, Ryan Patterson's helmet wound up down past the end of the Ohsweken bench. That's it. We'll see you next time.